Hello, friends. We are going to discuss the topic of void marriages and voidable marriages in this session. So, we saw that there are five requisites of a valid marriage. If any of those requisites are not there, it means the marriage is not a valid marriage. So, if it is not a valid marriage, then what exactly is it? There are two categorizations under the Hindu law. The marriage can be completely void or it can be voidable at the hands of a person who has been whose rights have been infringed. So section 11 speaks about void marriages. So any marriage solemnized after the commencement of this act will be null and void if it contravenes any of the provisions of specified in clause 1, 4 or 5. So if you remember, clause 1 was with reference to no spouse living, clause 4 was with reference to no prohibited degrees of relationship, and clause 5 dealt with sapinda relationship. So any person who marries contravening these three conditions, their marriage is a void marriage. There is no option to create a validity to that marriage. It is a completely void marriage. The next category is voidable marriage. So voidable marriage is when, at the behest of one party, when an application is made to the court declares the marriage to be void. Till the time it has been declared void, the marriage is valid in the eyes of law. This is not so in the case of void marriage. Void marriage is void ab initio. Okay, so any marriage which is solemnized whether before or after the commencement of this act shall be voidable and may be annulled by the decree of nullity on any of the following grounds. Firstly, that the marriage has not been consummated owing to the impotency of the party. Secondly, that the marriage is in contravention of subsection 2 of section 5, clause 2 of section 5, which was with reference to mental incapacity. So someone who is mentally incapable has been involved in the marriage as a party to the marriage, then the other party who was not knowing at the time of the marriage, or came to know after the marriage that the party to whom the person has married is a mentally incapacitated person, then in such a case the marriage can be avoided by making a decree of nullity from the court. The third is the consent was taken uh, by force or fraud. So that means there was no free consent to the marriage. The fourth one is that the respondent was at the time of marriage pregnant by some person other than the petitioner. So this is applicable only to the women. So only the husbands can make application for avoidable marriage under this clause D. There is something which we have to remember with reference to clause uh, C of subsection 1, which is where force or fraud was involved. So this petition cannot be presented. There is a time limit within 1 year when you have understood that this was the scenario because of which you got married. Then within that 1 year you have to make the application. If however the person against whom this force or fraud has taken place gives in and starts living and accepting the relationship, later on he or she cannot claim this right. Also, when with reference to the wife is already pregnant, provision with relation to that with some other person, there are three things which have to be taken into consideration. The petitioner, that is the one who is making an application, should not have known that his wife was pregnant at the time of marriage. Secondly, that the proceedings have been instituted within 1 year from the date of solemnization of marriage, and that there is no relationship, there is no marital intercourse which has taken place between the parties after the husband came to know about this pregnancy of his wife. So, with this, we complete the concept of void and voidable marriage. Thank you, friends, and all the best for your future endeavors.